As you guys can see, I have a rather large package here. The way that I unbox things is that I will use whatever I last unboxed to unbox whatever I'm currently unboxing. So this here is what I last unboxed. This is the Mother of Dragon sword from Dark Sword Armory. This is a sword that I got for winning Matthew Jensen's Not a Contest. There will be more review and videos coming out from this shortly. Now, is using swords the most optimal way to unbox anything? No. Are we doing it anyways? Yes. Will it be much harder to do my next unboxing with this thing? Yes. All right, let's take a look in here. This is a custom piece. A while back, Matthew Jensen showcased a sword, it was a long sword, from a smith named Nick. It was pretty dang durable. I have not talked to Nick and asked him if he wants me to be sharing his info, so I may have it, I may not, we'll see. Wow, this is really thick and sturdy. Oh, wow. I'll have to try some cut tests with this. So I was talking to Nick and I was basically like, how big can you make your swords? I'm like, what's the maximum length we're talking here? And so I wanted him to make me a Danish Greatsword because I like Danish Greatswords. So this is not going to be a sword that you can just get on the market. However, I'm going to compare it to a Greatsword that you can get on the market, which happens to be very cheap. And that is the Danish Greatsword that you can just get on Amazon. Wow. Okay, so first off, this feels incredibly light. So there's a couple different finishes that he offers. I asked for, wow, this is crazy. This is crazy light, holy smokes. And the one that he gave to Matthew Jensen was one that was not his like finest finish. And it kind of gave me some Dark Souls vibes. And I was like, ooh, could you get me something similar to that? So I want like a big sword that kind of feels like I'm in Dark Souls. This is so light that I could easily use this in one hand. Oh man, the balance feels amazing on this. He told me that the weight was 3 pounds 9 ounces, which to put that into perspective is the same weight that my Aragorn Ranger longsword is. I think that's also the same weight that the Orcrist sword is that I showed a couple weeks ago. It's also, I think, the same weight as the Dark Sword Armory Black Prince sword that I reviewed fairly recently. Wow, guys, this is incredibly light for how long this is. This is crazy. Wow. It almost feels a little bit like a spear or something. I don't know. This is crazy. You can see though, it has a very slender blade. It'll be interesting to see how this cuts. This here is the Danish Greatsword from Amazon. It's a bit heavier, but it's not incredibly heavy. I just weighed it. This is 5 pounds 8 ounces. Let's see if we can. You can see lengthwise, they're fairly comparable. The guard on this one is a little bit smaller. The pommel's a little bit smaller. Of course, it's a lot lighter, so you don't need as big a counterweight. The handle feels really good on this one. I like the shaping on this one, but this wire here moves around a lot, which is really annoying. However, this sword here is $230 on Amazon, which is crazy. You get a whole lot of sword for not a whole lot of money. $230 for a great sword is whew. And this is carbon steel. Yeah, and I have some cut videos with this. It performs overall pretty well. You can see, has a little bit more presence in the blade, a little bit thicker. But I wanted to compare a custom greatsword, what that would be like, compared to a mass-produced, cheaper greatsword. I'm really interested to see how this cuts. I imagine with how slender it is, this has got to be crazy at thrusting. Also, I like this Maker's Mark, it looks really nice. When you compare this to the Orcrist sword I was using, it's about the same weight, but it's much shorter, so the weight's way more condensed. And so it just feels chunky in the hand. When you have it distributed like this with such a nice balance, it's crazy how quickly you feel like you can maneuver this. I want to do an initial sharpness test. Pretty good. Very impressive. I'm excited to see how this performs. I'm not gonna go on too much about this because again, this is not a commercially available sword. So it's not like I can recommend you guys buying it or not. I will say though, if you're interested in buying from Nick, I can say for me, it seemed like a pretty easy process. He gave me what I asked for. And I will say so far, it feels great. Whenever you're getting a custom piece, you're expecting to pay a lot. $230. Do they feel different? Yes. This one feels a lot more maneuverable. but this is not outside of the historical ranges. If you're interested in a greatsword, I'll throw the Amazon link in here. I still think that this is the best bang for your buck greatsword wise that you can get. Hope you enjoyed checking out a new sword. I'm going to be doing some test cutting with this. I'm probably not going to do a full review because, again, it's not a commercially available sword. I don't know if it would make a whole lot of sense to review it in the same way. And because whenever you're getting a custom piece, you're getting something, you're just picking out whatever you want and you're getting that, right? So if you guys want a full review for some reason, then we could make that happen. But I'll probably just move on and keep reviewing things that are commercially available for everyone. Anyways, hope you enjoy. Have a good one.